Welcome, everyone. As you know, it's Friday, so Friday means WNBA on Ion. So, looking forward to it. As you can see, we have 5 games upcoming today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of these, but I'll probably at least check in on most of them. Wanted to go over, we had a couple of really good games Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday was Indiana and Washington pulled out the win. Indiana, of course, was without Caitlin Clark, and she's their point guard, she's their engine, and with her missing, they're gonna have to. I think she's definitely gonna be out again tonight, so they're gonna have to figure out a way to, you know, replace her, or at least do better without her than they did against Washington. Although, kudos to Washington. When Shakira Austin is healthy, she's a force to be reckoned with. And, Washington has Iria Finn, who's looking very good. And they also have Sonia Citron, who that's been such a pleasant surprise. She has been just nothing but a professional, and she stays nice and cool and collected, and she's doing very well. And I'm always happy to see anybody doing really well. There's no player that I dislike or wish anything bad against. And I really just hope everybody plays their best. Which, as you get older, I don't know, you're not so cutthroat, I guess is a word. But it's just nice to see people succeed. I like to see that. So then Thursday we had the Valkyries, which is the team that I am closest to, and I've been covering in more detail. I did a video on this yesterday. Boy, what a knockdown drag out. I thought that, I was so hoping they could pull it out. But, kudos to New York without Jonquil Jones. Sabrina Ionescu was, got them in there on the, she had them in the game in the first half, and then Breanna Stewart took over in the second. She was on the foul line more than I think I've ever seen anybody on the foul line. And then the other game was Dallas and Chicago. I've only watched clips of that so far. It was a pretty late night yesterday. But, congratulations to Chicago. They won their first game. It was a very high-scoring game, 97-92. And, it was an entertaining game. And, we'll see how that goes. Chicago definitely, from what I saw, Chicago looked definitely better. If they can get some sort of cohesiveness going and, meshing these players together, they're going to be a lot better than they've shown so far. So, on to the games. We've got the Fever against Connecticut, and I mean, Connecticut hasn't come through yet, but, the Fever without Caitlin, and, if Connecticut plays well, they have a chance in this game. But we'll see. I believe it's in Indiana, so, I'm not sure about that one. And then the second game is the Mystics and the Liberty, and I'm not sure if Jonquil Jones is playing or not. But, the Mystics are tough out. They're very strong. And that's going to be a very competitive game, I think. And even if Jonquil Jones is there, if Shakira Austin is in there, she matches up pretty well with Jonquil Jones. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the third game, you have the Sparks against the Aces. So you're going to see Kelsey Plum against her old team. That should be interesting. Hopefully the Aces play better than the last time they played, which was against Seattle. And they didn't fare so well against Seattle. But we'll see how LA does. And, that should be a good game, too. And then our fourth game is the Mercury against the Lynx. This one should be a barn burner. These two teams are very good. And the Phoenix Mercury are 4-2, and the Lynx are 5-0. Pretty sure they're 5-0. And, McBuckets is back. She's playing well. She's always a hard out. And, of course, Collier is, my term for her is a 5-tool player like they have in baseball. She's just terrific. And then the last game, which it looks like we have 3 on the West Coast and then 2 on the East Coast. So we'll go 2 and then 3 in the evening. So we're going to have Atlanta and Seattle. This is going to be a really good game, I think. You know, because you have bigs against bigs. You have Atlanta with Bree Jones and Brittany Griner. And then you have Nneka and you have Ezzy and you have Dominique Malonga. So you have a lot of big bodies up there. And then, you know, you're going to have Pow Pow, and she's going to have to contend with Skylar Diggins. And, you know, Skylar Diggins gave Courtney Williams all she could handle. So, anyway, that's the games on tap. And I will probably be back either later tonight to go over how these games went, or probably first thing Saturday morning. There's probably too much for me to get it in tonight. But anyway, everyone enjoy the games, whichever game is yours, or all of them. I mean, hopefully you're like me and enjoy all of them and just love the competition. So everyone, have a good Friday and enjoy the games.